Good morning. It's I think about 4:30. I don't know, somewhere between 4 and 4:30, and it's Friday, May 22nd. And I think it was in my last video or one of my last videos. I was talking to you guys about frost, and there's always a spring frost, and it usually occurs before Mother's Day or right around Mother's Day, because the rule of thumb is after Mother's Day it's safe to plant, and so that's why I waited till after Mother's Day to get all my flowers for my pots. Well, I put the dogs outside, and see my tree over there? There's frost on it. Now I've got to check all my plants. This one seems to be okay, no frost on it. I'm going to walk out to the yard too. Seeing it's all nice and wet there too. And this tree, of course, is dark and you can't see. I can see with the light shining on it, but you can't see. And on the pine needles, you can see frost. I don't know if you can see very well, but yeah, there's frost on there. It's hard to tell. It's kind of dark out here. I won't be able to tell till it's starting to lighten up back there. When the sun comes up a little bit more, I'll be able to tell. It's very wet, that's for sure. Maybe I can tell out the front. Let me go out towards the front. Oh, I'm glad that I came out here this early in the morning, because yeah, that's all wet too with condensation. Well, I don't think it's going to get any colder than this because the sun's coming up. I don't think I'll have to cover my plants. But if this would have been a couple hours ago and the frost would have been on there by this time coming out, it would have been too late. Now this poor hanging basket doesn't look like it's in a happy situation. I hope this wasn't attacked. Oh dear. Okay, I'm a big old mess. Don't mind me. It's early in the morning and it's so cold I had to put a jacket on before I came out here. But yeah, this is really weird. And so, look, this is the end of May. The end of May. I mean, we just have one more week left. And we're just now getting the spring frost. And that's unusual. Usually you get spring frost. It's usually the end of April that you get it, up to the first week or so of May, up to Mother's Day. So I'm hoping that my plants make it. I don't know about that hanging basket there. It looks very sad right now. But I'm going to go out to the front and I'm going to see if I can see if there's frost on the ground out there. Okay, the best I can tell, I don't see any frost out there. So I think whatever frost that we got, it was a hit and miss situation, which is good. And I'm hoping my plants are going to be okay. Like I said, that hanging plant right there looks pretty sad. What are you girlies doing? Come on, let's go in. So that's why you always watch in the spring before you do any planting. That's why you always watch for your frost warnings. And you have to make sure that that first frost comes before you do any planting, because I have actually planted too early and lost plants. So I'm back outside now, and I thought I'd come out here and just talk to you guys a little bit about frost. Because believe it or not, there's a lot of people that don't know about frost. They just, you see it on the ground in like the fall and the spring. And, why is there frost? Well, first of all, a lot of people like frost too. Oh, they wake up, oh, frost is on the window. Oh, I see frost on the roof. And especially like in the fall, people that get excited, for snow and that they start getting excited, about seeing frost. because it just looks pretty and everything. But let me tell you something about frost. Frost is evil. Frost is evil. Frost, what it's for, it's to kill off things, especially plants. So that's why in the fall, certain parts of the country might be different. Southern states might only get like one frost, but the further north you go, you get 2 frosts in the fall. You get that first frost that will come, and that frost, it attacks your annuals. Okay, you have annuals and you have perennials. Perennials are plants that keep coming back year after year. Annuals, they live one season and then they're done. There's even herbs that some are annuals and some are perennials. Okay, and so your first frost in the fall will come and it kills off all your annuals. That's what it's meant to do, to kill it off. Because remember, nature's getting ready for winter, where everything in nature goes to sleep, okay? Certain animals hibernate, your trees, they go to sleep, your perennials will go to sleep. But what the second frost does, your second frost kills off anything else that needs to be killed off. And even like bugs and things like that. And like your perennials, though, your perennials, frost won't kill your perennials usually. Ice will, but usually frost won't. But that's when, like, when you get that second frost, and when you go back outside, you know, within like a couple days, any perennials that you had, you notice that, you know, they look wilted, you know, because now the perennials are going to go to sleep, okay? So, except if you have perennials in pots, I've tried planting perennials in pots. Usually your perennials in pots don't come back. So when that second frost comes and attacks perennials in the pots, usually then they're dead. But when they're in the ground and they're mature from being in the ground, they're okay. They make it through a frost, okay? Because that's the way God designed them, okay? In the spring, why is there frost in the spring? Well, it's, again, you're changing the seasons, and it's God's way with nature to kill off anything that needs to be killed off that's, you know, going to be a problem or whatever, to get ready for spring planting. And that's usually what farmers go by when they go to do their planting even. They're always watching for the frost. And you got to really be careful with frost, especially if you plant early. And the thing is as soon as winter's over, everybody's tired of winter. They're really glad that the weather's warming up and changing. And so what happens is people, they jump the gun. They get all excited. Oh, we got warm weather, even in the 80s and so forth. And, you know, all of a sudden people think it's summer. And they don't realize, you know, you're going to get colder temps moving back in. You know, it's a back and forth thing, the same thing in the fall. And so people get too anxious and they go out and they buy a lot of plants. And a lot of plants that they'll buy are annuals. And if you plant before the first frost in the spring, well, there's only one frost in the spring, it will kill your plants. And so, you know, you got to be careful about things like that. Even like in the fall, before harvest is completely over, and say that you're going to get an early fall, it's still summer, but like it's like fall's coming early and colder temps are coming in. And sometimes before the harvest, the fall harvest is completely over, you can get that first frost. And farmers get paranoid at that, because any of their crops that are not in yet, the frost will kill it, you know. So it'll kill tomatoes, it'll kill grapes, it'll kill any of that kind of thing. So that's why, you know, farmers are always concerned with frost, and so are gardeners. But at the same time, frost is also a signal, okay? In the fall, you know, when you see that first frost, you know, hey, you know, the season's getting ready to change. you know, there's going to be another frost here, and that's going to be the end of it. It seems like we're, you know, either winter's on time, winter's going to be early. Then, again, in the spring, you know, it's getting warm outside. The farmers are getting anxious too. So, you know, they're watching the weather, they're reading the Farmer's Almanac, they're watching for certain signs of nature to let them know it's okay to plant. And one of the signs in nature that they watch for planting is frost. So anyway, I just thought that I would share that with you because a lot of people don't know a lot of this gardening stuff, and, you know, like I said, they don't know a whole lot about frost and what frost does, what frost is for. Like I said, frost is very pretty to look at when it's on everything. It's very pretty, but at the same time, frost is evil. Frost is meant to kill plants and bugs. Well, that's okay if it, you know, kills a lot of the bugs, but, you know, it kills the plants and everything too. So I just thought that I would share that. And one other thing, if you ever find yourself in a situation, and it's happened to me on several occasions, where you jumped the gun and you started to plant things, especially flowers in your pots and so forth, or even you planted your garden early, if you know that there is a frost warning, the best thing to do is go get sheets. Don't get towels. Towels are too heavy and you'll smash your plants. Try to get sheets if possible, or big garbage bags, and like cut them in half, you know, cut them this way then that way so they open up, and cover your plants. Of course, if you're using plastic bags, you're going to have something to kind of weight it down. Or like if you have big pots like that, you could take like a contractor's bag, just you know, open the one end like you're going to put garbage in, but turn it over the plant and just, you know, make a tent over it like that. But you want to make sure that you cover your plants. If you cover your plants, you will save them. And now the sun's not completely up yet, but look at my flowers woke up. So I guess it's going to be okay. They must have just been sleeping when I was out here because they looked really sad and wilted looking, but it looks like it's okay. So anyway, that's my video today. My video on frost. And sorry, I don't look my best, but it's morning. And the birds are singing.